$14,000 in just 3 hours using Google Gemini and a simple online course to make money online? Yes, friends, pay close attention. If you're trying to sell digital products, ebooks, or courses, or anything else online, this training is going to be super important to watch all the way through, maybe even 2 times, because today I'm going to show you how to use Google Gemini AI to get more sales and make more money. And it's actually very simple. But first, a story. My first ebook sale online was back in July of the year 2000. Yep, that's right, almost 25 years ago. But I remember it like it was yesterday. Fast forward to 2008, when I created my first online digital course. It was nothing more than a printed book and a DVD. And the first month I had that course out, I made over $208. And I thought to myself, yeah, I don't think I can live on $208 a month. Luckily, I was making money with tons of other stuff, but I wanted to make more with my course. So I took the DVD and the printable book and combined them into an online dashboard with little tools that people can use to get results. Sales skyrocketed. I went from $208 to over $10,000 a month. Now, fast forward to Saturday. Yeah, as in 4 days ago. I took one of my simple courses, used Google Gemini to add the toolbar magic, and poof! In 3 hours, we sold over $14,000 worth of my new course. And today, I'm going to show you how to do the exact same thing. Even if you don't have a course, you don't know what tools to make, and you don't know what you're doing, or maybe you just have an idea, I'm going to show you step by step how the whole process works. We're actually going to start from square one, in a market I know hardly anything about, with some PLR products I put together this morning, and a website that I built on Monday's video. So yeah, if you didn't see Monday's video, I'll have that in the description. But today, we are going to be turning that concept into a full course with tools, and show you exactly how to increase the value of your online courses, ebooks, or PLR products instantly. We're going to be using Chatgpt, Google Gemini, Manus AI, and a simple shared web hosting plan. So yeah, this is something anyone can do. But I gotta warn you, most people watching these videos trying to make money online make nothing. That's right, even people buying courses and putting up websites and things like that, the vast majority of people trying to make money online make nothing. Why? Well, there's a lot of reasons, there's a lot of risk, and frankly, most people give up. But today what I'm going to show you is a strategic method based on data that we can follow through, and we're going to set everything up based on data, proof, and numbers. This is how to start a real business, which is why on this channel we focus more on strategy rather than how to use the AI tools. Because yeah, anyone can tell you step by step how to use a tool, but how to use it the right way to build a business, that's a whole nother story. Which is why you need to smash a like button and pay attention to this entire video, because I'm going to show you everything start to finish. So if you want to sell more courses, ebooks, digital products, and put more money in your pocket, then come on, let's go to work. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Today what we're going to do is we're going to walk you through the process of how I create a course, how I make the course sell a lot, and how I turn the course into something that makes a lot of money. This is super important. I know a lot of people talk about courses. I think Dean Graziosi and Tony Robbins had a course creation course recently. Had some mixed reviews I saw about that one. Never took it, but it looked kind of interesting. What we're going to do today is we're going to cut past all the fluff and we're going to talk about strategy. That's what this channel is about, is strategy that makes things work. How do we go out there and take something like a book or whatever it is and turn that into something that we can sell online, not just like a PLR ebook where you're selling the same thing everyone else is selling for $9 hoping to get rich and you make one sale and that's about it. Or worse, maybe you make no sales. What we're going to do is we're going to focus on strategy, how things work, and how to turn things into perceived value and actual value because of the way that it helps people. This is something that I tested. I've been doing it for years. On Saturday, we released one of the new ones that I made, and the tools that was created that we're going to show you here was responsible for doing about $14,000 in sales in about 3 hours. Now, full disclosure, I have a list that I sent it to. We had a webinar that we presented it to. It wasn't like I went to Claude or Chatgpt and said, give me $14,000, and it spit out money. That is not how this works. This is a business. It takes time. It takes effort. But I think with AI, it's a lot easier and more simplified than ever before. And also, remember, most people trying to make money make nothing. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at strategy. We're going to look at what people do that actually make money. Because instead of listening to videos that take us down something that promises what's going to happen, we want to look at what is actually happening. We want to look at real results. So today we're going to talk about how to turn info products into interactive AI-powered dashboards. This is super important because what we're going to do is we're going to look at what people need and what they want. Now, a lot of people talking about courses are going to try to get you to sign up for some expensive course training thing. Everyone and their brother is talking about school. Why? Because they have an affiliate program and they get paid to talk about it. Everyone used to talk about ClickFunnels. I think they changed their affiliate program. Why? Because they paid them to do it. They talk about Teachable. They talk about all these others. Why? Because they're paid to do it. Right here, right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you how to do this all on the super cheap and maybe even free. Now, sometimes, like we talked about in Monday's video, if you didn't watch that, it'll cost about $6 to get the web hosting and stuff like that. You could look at my other video if you want to learn about web hosting, or you could use whatever you have. Doesn't really matter, but it is like literally $6 a month. Yeah, a lot of people talk about Go High Level and all these softwares. Now, the problem is a lot of new people trying to build a business are getting these softwares, trying to use them, and in my opinion, it's way more difficult than just using cPanel and WordPress. Like, I mean, why make it harder on yourself? And not only that, but imagine if I had, let's say, school. Okay, is it a good platform? Does it have benefits? Sure, it does. Absolutely. Is it going to benefit me in the way I need it to? Maybe, maybe not. What we want to ask whenever we're going to buy a platform, we want to ask if it's going to do us any favors. Okay? Is it going to do a favor? If I just want to go out there and make an ebook or a simple video course and I want to put it online, is it going to get traffic for me? No, it's just a platform. However, something like Udemy will get me traffic. So that's a trade-off. Now, Udemy has different restrictions over there. So what we have to do is we have to look at what works. What I find the best is self-hosted, meaning we're out there, we're having it on our own site, on our own domain. We control everything. I'm going to show you why in a minute, because these are things that I create. This is an example over here of one of the tools we're going to show you. I created this tool over here, this one here, which basically allows people to like submit a press release and different things like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at this and understand, okay, this is something I wouldn't be able to do on most other platforms because they are embedded in their own stuff, whereas having your own web host, you're starting with just a folder. That's what I want. I want to lock it up. I want to make it work to where it works in a very simple way to where I can control everything. And if I'm going to have to drive traffic to it anyway, like all of these, they're not going to give you traffic. Even Udemy isn't going to give you traffic. You can try to rank on it and make it work, but at the end of the day, if I'm going to get my own traffic, it's going to be to my own stuff where I pocket all the money, and it's not going to cost me that much. And when you think about it, if you're going to do Teachable at $665 a month, that's $6,000 a year you can spend on promoting your product that you wouldn't otherwise have. So we need to look at this smart and understand it. First of all, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the course we want to make. Now, in preparation for this, I actually went through and I took all of the top platforms for courses. Okay, so you got Coursera, Masterclass, Udemy, all of these courses, and I put them into my keyword tool because what that's going to do is it's going to give us an overview of what types of courses are actually selling. So like if I went here, you could see here, copywriting course and various different things that are ranking here, okay? So we're going to look at this and we're going to be like, okay, cool. So now we can look at it and say, great, I can go through, make a course about whatever is popular. Now, if you don't have a course in mind, that's fine. Just follow along. When you do get your niche and you do make it work, then we're going to talk about how to build it up. It's all based on real results. I've been doing this for years. I'm going to show you the bare bones, simple way to do it. I'm not even going to mention where I get web hosting. You can watch Monday's video for that, or just go sign up on your own and be like, whatever, I just want to learn from gurus or whatever. I don't want to pay for anything. which is fine. But I'm going to show you why this method works better, and you can go and do it. What we're going to do is we're going to take our niche. So in Monday's video, and if you guys like this, type keep going. If you guys like this buildup of where I'm taking a site and building on it. That one was on Monday's video. We did the site, which was, I have it around here somewhere. This one here. It was nutritioncoachingsecrets.com. This was a site about nutrition coaching and how to get more business as a nutrition coach. Okay? Very simple. So we go through, we look at Ahrefs. We could see lots of people are searching for nutrition coach. There's also lots of people looking for like how to become a nutrition coach, how to get more business as a nutrition coach, all of this stuff. Now, I bought this domain for a whopping, I believe it was $40. Let's just call it 60, because usually you have a fee. It was either 40 or 50 with the fee, so it was either 50 or $60 total, okay? You can get a new domain. I bought a new domain yesterday that actually had better rankings than this one, so you can get whatever you want. I find that buying domains that already exist kind of give me a jump start, and it gives me ideas that I don't have to think about. So I could just be like, oh, nutrition coaches, here is what I would do in that market. Now, we went through and built the site out. We made like a little opt-in page. I believe we got to the actual thank you page. Let me see what it looks like here. Hopefully it'll work. Just want to double check it. Looks like we did have a thank you post. So yeah, it is looking pretty good, and we were working on it. Now, what I want to do next is I want to go through and say, okay, well, if I had a course in how to get more nutrition coaching clients, this is something that would actually sell. There's lots of people looking at it. So what I did in preparation for this call is I went through and I got a bunch of PLR articles for nutrition coaching and coaching businesses, okay? These were part of an account I had years ago. I had some free credits. Otherwise, it'd be like $10 or something. Not very much. Now, what most people are going to do is they're going to take these PLRs and they're just going to try to sell them on their own. Let me see what they look like here. Let's do Google Chrome. So like this one here is a little contract for clients, client assessment, stuff like that. I also have a coaching evaluation, how to grow your coaching business. And this one has like an email follow-up series here. Pretty simple, okay? So what this is it's just a bunch of information that we can use in this market, right? So I could go through, I could give these away. I could probably sell them now for like 10 or 20 bucks, and I could pocket 10 or 20 bucks as is. Do I think they're good? Would I feel good charging for them? No. I actually want to make more, okay? So what we're going to do here is we are going to first remove this guy. There we go. What we're going to do first is we're going to go through and we are going to focus on what's actually going on. So let's remove that one. Gotta love when people spam the comments, right? But what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through and we're gonna look at this in a real world way and say, okay, what would this look like? How would we build a business out of this? So first what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and open up Google Gemini, and I'm gonna say I am building a website about how to get more clients and business for nutrition coaches. What are some things that would help them? And you'll see as we went through on Monday's video, we actually went through and made a few of the coaching client tools, and I believe we have them right here. So you can see like Find Clients, Index, and all these others. I believe I had them at Nutrition Coaching Counter. So it looked like this here. This was our counter, and then you can see the different files as well. Now, one of the things that you're going to have to do when doing this is you're going to have to get used to cPanel and working with files and folders. It's actually very easy. It's not difficult at all. It's just literally putting the files up here, okay? If you don't know how to do it, this is basic cPanel. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna go in here and we are going to upload our stuff in a very simple way, okay?
We also have like prompt clients for being able to find prompts for these people. What we want to do is we want to think about, like, if I was a nutrition coach, what would help me beyond just a book? Would there be like a tool? Like this one here was a nutrition coach script prompt maker where it's like, okay, announcing a free workshop. What's my first name? Marcus. Where am I? Austin, Texas, or whatever it is. It said that in there. That's why I picked that. We could do audience niche. You could do bad eaters or something like that. Tip how to eat healthy. And these tools make it very simple where we can go through and it would, boom, make a prompt that you can give to AI. Lots of other ones like pricing calculator. We have price calc.php, I think it was, or was it HTML? Looks like HTML. HTML. And what we're going to do is we're going to build this up in a very, very simple way. Okay, so again, if you want to learn about cPanel and how that worked, watch Monday's video. It's like 2 hours long. A lot of people said it was one of the best videos I've done ever. So, you know, I thought it was boring because this kind of stuff is a little boring after you've been doing it 25 years. But, you know, a lot of people do need to learn it. Again, thinking about it as these are just folders. That's all it is. These are just files. If I want to make a new file, I could just say new file or whatever I want to call it, .php or .htm or whatever. Most of us are going to be using HTML and .htm. Now, back to our Google Gemini, we could see here, when I asked it, I'm building a website about how to get more clients and business for nutrition coaches. What are some things that would help them? We see here, it is actually going through making an outline. Now, if I wanted to make a course, what could that look like? It's going to go through, and we are going to get an outline for what the course would look like. Now, what we can also do, why I mentioned those PLR articles earlier, we can actually go through and take all these PDF articles. I think it'll take only 10 at a time, okay. So we could take all these articles. I think this is like, what, 11? Yeah, of course it's 11, right? So we'll take all these articles and say, tell me about these files. And it should work. Sometimes you'll get a little error with it, which is fine. We'll just do less at a time because apparently it's just not wanting to do that. And once it's done, this button should highlight, and it'll give us an overview of what that would look like. Now, additionally, in accordance with this, because now I know these are files I have, I can load them. So if I wanted to sell these right now, right, I could literally just go to our cPanel, type upload, take all these files here, boom, boom, take that other one, put that there. Now I have them ready to go. All I would have to do is link to them. So watch, very simple. We have counter. That's the folder I use. You can call it tools or whatever. And we're going to go through and say, okay, this one we'll do rename, just so we can get the name there. And then we should be able to go like this, .pdf, and boom, it should pull it up right like that. Okay, so I can link to these. So now I could take this. This is an actual link. Having stuff on the web is key, especially when working with AI, because once I have that, then I can put it into the tools that I'm making. Now, someone asked if we're using Notebook LM. We absolutely are using Notebook LM in this process. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking for sources based on what we want. So I could do something like discover, and I could type something in here like best certifications or nutrition coach certifications. What this will do is going to give us an outline, a lay of the land of our market, which will help us build that course as well. Okay, so we can even do, let's say we wanted to do a new notebook, and we wanted to go through and get the outline of the course. So I would go through and say, let's say maybe discover sources. Now, you can go and look at videos. You can look at web pages. You can put literally anything into this, which is cool. Notebook LM is so underrated. I could generate audio. And a lot of people are like, oh, well, I'm going to put the audio on YouTube. Well, maybe. But I actually tested the audio, and it did help me sell stuff. Like I just put it on my website and it sold stuff. So having the audio and making it into a video could be key. We could go through and do, okay, let's say we wanted to do how to get more business as a nutrition coach. And this is the kind of thing you can do. And really think about, okay, how can I use all of these tools to the maximum advantage? And one of the tips I will tell you use a bunch of tools at the same time. A lot of people are out there and they'll just like work with Chatgpt all day, and then the next day they'll go to another. No. I want to put them up side by side and have my tabs here so that I could go through and build this up. Watch how this works. If I was to go over here and look at this one, let's do Discover. I think did I have it in there? Nutrition coach. So that's certifications. I would do how to get more business online as a nutrition coach. And what we'll do is we'll go ahead and hit submit, and we'll spell it right. Right, like this. And we'll see here. How to get more business as a nutrition coach. Submit. And this will bring up, and it's going to give you an overview of like what is good, what's not good. So so this is good. Coaching mistakes, excellent. We can go and import that. And then we could do like nutrition coach website if we wanted to do even more. What you can do is you can line these up with whatever this is giving you as your course and just build it and build it and build it, okay? Very simple. So now we're gonna go through and use all these different ones, okay? So who's the ideal student? Great. How to of healthy eating, overcoming challenges. Okay, so this was more for nutrition coach. I want more for marketing myself as a nutrition coach. So we could do like this. You can also use Gemini Deep Research. That's a good one to use. And what we're going to do is we're going to see, okay, how this gave us an outline of how to hire, how to choose a coaching specialty, initial coaching questions. Did a good job. So now we're getting content based on the PDFs. Notice how we're doing all of this at once. That way it's all going to come together and we'll say this is what the course needs to look like, okay? So now we'll go through and we're going to look at the certifications and the business growth. So we could start off, like we can click this mind map anytime we want, and this will give us an overview of what the business part looks like. We can even do something like maybe discover and say nutrition coach websites. Let's see if this gets it right. You'll know at a glance in the sources if it has the right precision nutrition coach certified directory online. It actually did not. So it didn't get what I was thinking there. There are things I could use, but not yet. This is going to take me in a direction I don't want. It is your job as the business owner to direct the AI for what you want and know what you want. You need to know what you're looking for and why, and that's why we're using keyword tools to make data-driven decisions. Like, okay, if I was going to go buy a business or something, what would that look like for them? Do we want, how to start a business? No, this is how to buy a business. We need to stay on the data. Sometimes the AI will get a little creative and go off the path. We do not want to let it do that. Our job is to keep it focused, keep it on the path. That is your only job, right? When dealing with AI, you need to get it to get the output that you want. If you let it take you everywhere, this is a problem. So what's going to happen with AI is info overload, distraction, and all of these things are going to get harder because I don't know if you've noticed, but AI creates the illusion of getting work done. Because you're like, oh, I'm creating all this stuff. I made this tool. I made this thing. It looks pretty good. But you don't have that marketing strategy in the beginning. Therefore, everything's going in the wrong direction, right? You're like Lloyd and Harry. You drove a sixth of the way across the country in the wrong direction, and now you don't got enough money to eat, sleep, or whatever it was. If you remember that movie, let me know. But now what we're doing is we're understanding, okay, it is my job to direct where we're going to go. Say it with me. That's why we created these tools. That's why it works. When you guys see this work in the new Simple Sites course, which I'll show you a little preview of, you're going to see how that keeps you going. Donnie says that's the story of the life, right? And it is. Distraction is the enemy of success. If you're distracted, you're not making money. We need to be laser hyper-focused. And what this means is doing hyper-focused work. There you go. Nice, Matt. Looking at that is a key, and that's a quote from the movie. And so starting to look at that, we have to do this. So we have like leveraging testimonials. Would that fit in? Yeah, that could work. That could be an arm on our course. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start to outline this thing and make it work. So what would I envision? Client acquisition, SEO, social media marketing, mistakes, affiliate, nutrition platforms. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to think about the logic steps. And somehow I should be able to make this bigger. There we go. So what are the logic steps that the nutrition coach would need? This is from Frank Kern. He taught it as results in advance. Now, we use it in a different way because we're actually packaging it into a course. But what would this nutrition coach need to do to be, number one, lots of sales? That's who he wants to be. He wants to be number one with lots of sales. How do we get him from here to here? Okay? Let's ask the AI. Let's see what it comes up with. So if we go here and we're looking at this, okay, we can take this one here, nutrition coaching. I think we had it in Chatgpt somewhere. Oh, here it is. It was in Gemini. So in Gemini, here's what we have. We have elevate your online presence. So online presence, theme challenges, good. So if I wanted to make a super simple step-by-step course for them, how could the icons on the main page look? Think like get a domain, website, promote on social, get testimonials. Let's see what it comes up with here, okay? Very important. So now we're going to have this thing going. And while we're waiting on that, and one thing you'll notice with me, I am ridiculously impatient. I don't want to wait for this AI. I'm going to get another one going. Why? Because it's going to keep my mind focused, and one will give me an idea the other one doesn't have. It'll put it together and make it perfect. Okay? This is what we want. And this is how, like, it's the same thing. I want you to treat it like this is an employee that you told to go do something. You wouldn't just tell one of your employees to do one thing at one time. You're going to tell them all to do different stuff, come back to you and report, and boom. That's how it works. Much like if you were running a big company, you look at CEOs. What do CEOs do? They have experts out there that come and report to them. What is the CEO's job? Make decisions. That's it. You want to be a business owner? Learn to make good decisions. So what am I going to do here? Get a domain, build a website, promote. Okay, cool. Now map this out. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look at this list here. Visual style, domain, website, social, promote. Okay, so here's the first part. Get testimonials. So they have the 4. I'm going to break it into more. And I'm going to say like certification first because that is a big keyword. So if I have that in there, I will get people earlier in the process. Maybe they haven't opened their business yet, but they will buy my course. That will be something that'll work really well. So what I'll do is I'll focus on the dashboard. What's it going to look like? Well, first we'll have like cert for certification. Then we'll do something like online presence. Then we'll do something like promote. Maybe something like get social. Then we'll have something else. Now, going through here, what we can do is we can create little steps, videos, and tools that will do this, okay? So when I'm going through and I'm looking at something like Notebook LM, right, like this, if it wants to load. There we go. So Notebook LM like this, I could go through and I can do, let's do discover sources. And did we do one for nutrition? We did do one for nutrition coaching. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and get a mind map for this. And these mind maps are important because they're going to teach you about your market. What you can do with AI is you can go into a market like nutrition, business and help people with a business in a way that you couldn't before because you couldn't learn this fast. What this is doing is it's helping you learn really, really fast. Then we're going to put it together in a different way. Let me show you a little preview of how this is going to look. So if we were going to do nutrition coaching secrets, scope certification, so scope of practice, nutrition, other, become this, other. Good. What I'm thinking is, okay, these people are coming in. They want to be a nutrition coach. What are the things they would need? What practice do they want to do? How would they get certified? Now, let's look at this, and we'll say, I'm going to go to Gemini right here. And okay, it is building this out, so this is actually looking really good. So it's mapping it out for us. I'm going to open a new Gemini just because I don't want to lose this one. So let's see, Gemini here. Can we open this in a new one? Okay, we'll just open another Gemini here. Gemini. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll open this other Gemini, okay, and we're going to go new, and I'm going to say, I have a course about how to become and promote a nutrition coaching business. I want to make a tool to help them select the best certification for what they need based on questions, market, type, etc. Let's see how this looks here, and this should give us a really good overview. All right, let's see, a couple questions. We use keyword research to identify what course people want. Yes, over at downloadmynotes.com, we'll use that one since it's on the screen. I'm going to have notes including some of the deep keyword research on how to find these things. Another one I really appreciate is that, okay, I don't know, I've never used that one. Let's see what else we got. A lot of weird comments. Interesting. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Yes, we'll have some of the prompts in the notes as well. And then what we're going to do is we'll show you how I did this on an actual course as well. So while we're waiting for this, let's take a look at what else we have. So we have certification, online presence. So that would be like getting a website. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our logo that we made in Monday's video, and we're going to start branding this by hitting copy image link. And we're going to start branding our tools. So let's start with this one. Where'd our Gemini go? Got a lot of things open here. Gemini. There we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with this one. So here's our tool blueprint. It's going to go through. And we're going to say, what we want to do is we're going to have things that are going to walk through with them and help them as they go. Okay? And let's see. Yeah, these are all bot comments. I don't know. Okay. It's always fun. Moderation. Yeah, I don't know how to stop these. But what we're doing, gotta love how bots are, on an AI video, there's bots ruining the entire internet. All right, generate code. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a code here and go like this. And I think we can do, let's see. How do you turn comments off? That would be nice. Reactions, timestamps, community. Gotta love how everything just like ruins it. What does that mean? Timestamps, reactions. Yeah, I'm not sure how to do that, but we'll try to get them as they go. Okay, so now we're going to go through, we're going to make this tool here, So understand you're looking to track this. So we'll say create in HTML, please. And this should create it in HTML, and then we should be able to put our logo here, which is really good. Okay, so what we'll do is this here, and it should make it with the logo. Please use my logo at top. Okay, so now it should go through and make this, which would be great. All right, so let's see here. Okay. So now we're going to get the tool here like this. Oh, you haven't used Gemini? Gemini is amazing for coding. Okay, so now it's going to go through and it'll create our tool. Watch how this works. It's really awesome. So now we have Nutrition Coach Certification Navigator. Welcome. This tool is designed to help you identify the best one, okay? It even has a disclaimer for us. So now this is something that we could go through and make work. So start Navigator. What are your goals? I want to make a new coaching business. What do I see myself coaching? At a gym. Okay, next. Which client types? Okay, let's try all these. Next, foundation, none. Okay, do you hold any existing? No. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to see if it'll get us what we need for our certification. Importance. Okay, so this says, based on your answers, here are some specifications. Okay, so now it's saying, now I don't see the specification. Let's see, would be implemented, full recommendation logic. Okay, so that would be Java and a database. Can we do this without a database? Let's see if it'll do it without a database. Because if we can put that in there, it would work really well, and then we can go through and build and grow on it. Okay, so now let's see if it builds it up. Okay, so now it's going. While we're waiting on this, let's think of some other tools we can make. Something like maybe calculators or something like that. So we'll go through and say, now let's make a tool to help them find a domain and get hosting for their first nutrition coaching website. Now, with this is cool too, because in your course, when you have these tools, you can actually have things in them that help you make money as well. Like this would be an affiliate offer and everything, which would be really, really cool. So now we'll go like this. And we'll see what's going on here. So now we'll go through and we'll make this tool right here. Okay. Zoe says, everyone is doing calculators. We need more robust tools. Not necessarily. Calculators actually work well if you have that extra added thing with them. Like, can I go through and have something added, like maybe it'll calculate two different things next to each other, or maybe it'll go in and do something else, right? That kind of thing would work really good, and that's what we really, really want to focus on, okay? So don't overlook calculators. I use them all the time. Like we have a pay-per-click, calculate how much you can earn kind of deal there. So now we have this select your domain, all of this, idea one, available. Cool. So now we're going through, and I could say now let's make it an interactive HTML tool. Let's see how this works, okay? And now let's see what our other one looks like. And building these again, looking at our scope here, looking at our overview, thinking of, okay, how can we make this stuff, build it into a course, and I'll show you exactly how to set that up and make it work. It's actually very simple. So we'll go like this. Now we have Gemini here, nutrition coach. So here's our new nutrition coach thing here. Okay, customized calculators are unique, which is a good idea. Totally agreed, SkyTech. So now we're going through and we're like, okay, nutrition coach certification. Let's see if it actually added them in there. It should, and this should run JavaScript. It should be fine. And let's see here. Like this. And we'll do like this here. There you go. Nice. Now it works. You guys see how that works? They go through the thing. They get this here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, now make this 400, and it's got my logo on top, 400 px wide by 1000. Let's see if it does this here. Okay, now watch how easy this is. What we're going to do is we're going to start putting these into our course and making it work. Now, the idea, so you guys see what we're building, is like this here. Okay, this is the new Simple Sites course. What I've done is I've designed this course to actually have tools alongside it. The idea is you can work alongside the course. So you watch your video here, you click on the tool, and you're like, boom. I can find products. You can open your AI and look for products. You can go through and say, oh, hey, now I want to do a press release, right? You want to write a press release? Boom, it'll pop up this press release tool. And the way it works is this. You guys tell me, as affiliate marketers, as people who want to make money online, how helpful is this? Where you go through and you're like, oh, hey, you know what? I want to go to the $500 fast plan, okay? You watch the video, walks you through everything. Then you're like, oh, now I need to choose an offer. Boom. This goes through, shows you how to choose an offer. You go through and you're like, oh, boom. Here's where you go through and do a product. Here's where you go through and do traffic, right? Very simple, very basic. And what it is it's based on the content you're going through. So instead of just having like this, which is a business book, it's a good business book, basically put together stuff. Like it wasn't even, if you study this company, I think they started as an online company. It was DK. And what they do is they have a book based on different business things. So you could do, oh, hey, calculate the business that's best for you. How much do you have to invest? How much do you want to earn? What is your skill level? Do you want to go on jobs or do you want to work at home? All of these things would help in terms of this. If you had a freelance one, how do you charge for your stuff? How do you build this? Going through this and looking at ways that you can add helpful stuff, like this one. Watch how cool this is, okay? We're going to go through and we are going to do a tool. So when you go through and you're looking at this here and you go to follow-up loop, what this does is it gives you a little tool where you can pop up the follow-up tool. And this tool will actually give you the prompts to use. So imagine you're going there and you're like, Marcus said something about building a mailing list. I heard him say something about building a mailing list. Maybe I could go in and I could have my Chatgpt open over here, right, like this. And let's say I want to do my niche or topic, okay? Nutrition, how to get more nutrition coaching clients. Let's say I want an email for this, okay? So here we have this, and we're going to do giveaway or lead magnet. Let's do nutrition, coach, secrets, business, strategies. Okay? Then we have link to the delivery page. You could just have your link to your website. So we would go in and get nutrition coaching, something like this. Okay? Very simple. Now what it's going to do is it's going to generate email prompts for us that we could just literally put into ChatGPT, right? So I could go through and be like, okay, here's number one. How many of you guys are like, oh, dude, this would be so much easier? By show of hands and letting me know in the chat box, how many of you guys use prompts? Like you go out there and you find prompts that other people created and you use those in your business. Type prompt guy or prompt gal or I use prompts or something like that and let me know, because what's going to happen now is we're going to put that into the program. So if you had a course that was about how to use AI to get X, Y, and Z result, now you're putting that in here. Now all they have to do is follow along. So they're watching the video, they pop this up, and they're like, boom, now let's get an email. It's going to go through, it's going to write that email with our link. There's number one. As promised, here's your free guide. What's next? Check this out. Check that out. How many of you guys are looking at this and you're like, wow, this is the easiest thing ever? Let's say you wanted to do part 2, email 2, right? You go in here and you're like, now let's do email 2. And it'll build this. And what it does is it takes the flow and the guesswork out of everything. That's what you want. You want the next best thing to, hey, I'm just going to get you more clients. That's the perfect world. We can't do that. I mean, we could. That's later. That's back-end stuff. But we want the next best thing to having that happen. And when you look at this, it's like, oh, now I want to do a press release. Okay. What is the news topic? New nutrition coach in Orlando or whatever, right? And you're going to go through and you just answer all these things. What is it? It's a new company. So it'd be like a new partnership or something. Website URL. We would put our website URL in here. Okay, contact name, Bob, whatever, right? And then it actually has, so you go here, you go to your Chatgpt, you get your press release, then you're going to ask, is it newsworthy? Are the claims factual and accurate? Gives you a little checklist, and then it shows you where to promote them. How many of you guys are like, dude, that would help me? Type super help if you're getting this. Like Donnie says, a person could create a B2B service using this method. Absolutely. Understanding this is key because there's a lot of people using prompts. They don't know what they're doing. What we're going to do is we're going to help them rein in and focus. And that is where the key is going to be, right? Looking at this and understanding, okay, now I can build this out. Now, what are the things that would look like for this? Okay, we have our tool here that we made in a 400 wide box so that it'll fit in the thing. All I have to do is go to code. So this is called certification. Okay, so I'm going to go to the code, right, like this. When it loads this afternoon, that would be nice, right? And we're going to copy that code over into our cPanel as a new file. So I just go here, new file. We'll call this certifications.php. I'm going to do PHP just in case it has characters that need to run in PHP. You're probably fine in HTML. Doesn't really make a difference. They both work just fine. So we're going to go through. It's just a file name. Basically, it's a TXT file with a new name. So let's see if it did this, and we're going to get our code. All right, that one's being slow. So now we have conceptual structure like that. Okay. Let's now make the demo I can see with my logo on top. And notice how we're branding all this so that it's like, hey, at the end of the day, I'm going to have something that actually is ready to go. And between you, me, and the wall, and everyone else listening, I actually made about, I'm going to say 20 to 30 different prompt tools like this in one evening, right? That's what happens when nobody's home and I'm just sitting there working. I just build things, right? And so looking at this is like, okay, now I get it. So it's making this tool here. And what we're going to do is we're going to make all these tools and put them alongside what it is. Please put the whole code here. Let's see if it'll put the code there. I don't know why it's tripping up. Manus AI, we'll talk about Manus AI in a minute. Manus AI is good for making multiple files for different reasons. So in Manus AI, I can come here and I can say, I want to make a coaching course for nutrition coaches who want to get more business online. Please make 10 checklists or cheat sheets they may want. And we'll do 10. If I was doing this on my own, I'd probably do 25, but it takes a while. So we'll go ahead and do 10 here, and it'll actually do that. And I found Manus to be absolutely incredible. Just this morning, we made a Chrome extension that's really cool, and lots of other stuff. So there's a lot you can do. Manus, a lot of people have not talked about it in the area of programming, but the fact that it can do multiple files is key. Do I feel Manus does a good job with the content it creates? It's totally questionable. We're not using it for out-of-the-box content. This is important. This is where people are failing with AI. They want out the box. They want to go into AI and be like, make me this website, boom, done deal. It's not what we want. What I want is I want to use each AI for what it's best for to compile what I want. So I know my end goal. This is the key. A lot of people don't know the end goal. My end goal is I want this course with tools. That's what I want. I want this full dashboard. All right, just so you guys know, this Simple Sites dashboard I built in 2008. We started kind of dabbling with it. I think it was 2010 when we came out with the actual icon dashboard. Might have been earlier than that. It's a lot to remember, right? I don't remember exactly. But the dashboard is what took us from a basic ebook course to something bigger, right? And the value is going to graduate depending on how helpful your tool is. Doesn't mean how difficult and how much it costs. It means how helpful is it. Super, super important. Much like Linktree. In my opinion, companies like Linktree are not my favorite. I'm not a big fan of those types of companies because the platform, I think you're giving all your traffic to another platform. That's my personal take on it. Do with it what you will. However, Linktree, as a business, makes more than my business ever has. Is it a difficult software? No, it's very simple and basic. It solves one problem. Can you do something like that better? There's a study I read a couple months ago of a guy who did a similar one and made like a ton of money. But at any rate, it has to do with the program being super simple and super usable. Very important. So now we're looking at this and we're like, okay, how do we do this here? How does this build and grow? So with Manus, it's going to go out there. What I do is I just check my files as it's going on. So like client onboarding, social media. So that's good. Content calendar, I like that. So we can use this here. And what you're going to do, again, you are the CEO of your business. Okay, I know that sounds fancy and whatever. Who cares? Everyone likes to flex about it means nothing. I don't even care what letters are after my name. Doesn't matter to me, okay? What matters to me is I'm going to make money in direct proportion to the decisions I make. AI is like your employees. They do what you want them to do. Let me ask you a question. How many of you guys, if I said, hey, I'm going to give you 3 employees full-time, I'm going to put them in your business, how many of you guys could make enough money to justify it? Very few. Why? You don't know what you want them to do and for what reason. Knowing what you want them to do and for what reason is where this is. This is where the strategy comes in. The strategy is all about how am I going to make something that helps people that I can sell. Okay, very, very important. You should add a separate course about mastering the AI tools. We have that in there. So in the simple sites, we have under start here, it's all this AI stuff. Okay, it's all, like the new course is all geared towards AI. So now what we're doing is we're assessing and breaking down the original content. What is this going to look like? Identify actionable elements, calculators, templates, worksheets, checklists, scripts, trackers, etc. We're getting a lay of the land of what would be in this course. Then what we're going to do is we're going to line it up with teaching content and tool content. Okay, you don't need to teach that much if you have a tool that does it. I don't need to teach you that much about press releases if my tool makes it for you. Understood? Awesome. Now, going through, we're going to map out the tools and features and design the layout. Okay, so designing the layout's actually pretty simple. What I would do is just ask AI to do it. Okay, it'll go through and do that for you. Now, this is kind of an overview of what it would look like as well. This is for the certifications. This one is for the nutrition growth strategies. Now, using this kind of gives me an idea of what the icons would look like. So I could say, now looking at this, what are 9 icons I can have on my dashboard for my nutrition business marketing course? And it'll go through and it'll do this based on that. That's why we want this mind map stuff. Super important, okay? Now we're going to go through like this. And then one of the cool things too is when you're doing this, so now we have website traffic, visitors, social media engagement, email subscribers, list growth, leads generated, new clients, testimonials, webinar workshop, attendees. So workshop, that could be good. Client metrics progress. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a couple out of it. So I'm going to do change 1 to getting your domain and website. Okay, social media engagement, change 2 to social media marketing or something like that. So now we have getting your own domain and website. Cool. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start using these tools. This one is just being a pain. Might have to regenerate it. Okay, open code. There, okay. So now what we're gonna do, we have our code here. You're just gonna copy it, and we're gonna put it in where this is. We're just gonna, what you're gonna do is you're gonna walk it through. It's gonna take a while, but think about it. If I spent a month, a week, 2 weeks, building a really good course, but simple, right? We don't need to, it doesn't need to be the whole thing. We just need some points to get them some clients. That's all we need, okay? And it's gotta be good. So if I did the certifications, I'm just gonna hit edit, paste in that code there, and then it should show right here, certifications.php. There we go. So now we have our navigator here, okay? I would probably, I don't like that this scroll bar's here, so I would probably change that. I can probably find it because I know I did 1,000 tall. I could probably just change that in here. Let's see. Control F 1000. There it is. So I would just do like, I don't know, let's do height, maybe nothing. That should work. If not, we'll back it out. And again, this is all just trial and error. You just see what works, why it works, and everything like that. You could even remove the scroll bar if you wanted. Maybe that's in here, container overflow. It's probably in there somewhere. If you wanted, not sure I want to do it here because it might take a while, but if I wanted, I could go back to Gemini and say, remove the 1,000 pixel tall requirement setting, so the scroll bar is gone. Let's see if it does that. So now we're going in there. Now we have that tool. Now we have a domain one, domain hosting helper. Good. Find your secure domain name. So does this actually help? Oh, cool. So this is cool. I like this. So what it is it's like, okay, enter your domain idea. Orlando, nutrition, coach, or whatever. Add idea. So it adds the idea, and then favorite domain idea. You put it here. It'll check it on Namecheap, GoDaddy, and Google domains. Cool. Register. Then you get your web hosting, and it's got the little web hosting. Now, of course, I would be an affiliate of these web hosting. Pretty solid, right? So now now just list the web host of choice in motion, okay? And have a spot for my affiliate link. So that way, if they come in and use this, I get paid when they get hosting too. Obviously, disclose you're an affiliate. So let's see if we want anything else. Brainstorm your idea. Also, have some specific keywords and idea joggers specific to nutrition coaches. Maybe a drop-down or clickable options, like a domain builder. Something like that. Let's see what it comes up with here, because a lot of these people, like nutrition coaches, they don't buy domains every day, so they don't know. Now let's get our logo. We'll do copy image link. Also have my logo at top, right like this. So now let's see what it comes up with here. Avoid hyphens and numbers, that's good, I like that. Okay, and you can see building these up, you're just literally going to build your business out of this. And now, watch what I could do. I could go to, let's start with Chatgpt. Okay, follow with me. I'm thinking domains. What are tips in picking the right domain for a new business? Be thorough. Okay, watch what I'm going to do here. So I'm going to use this. Again, using these together is what's going to work. You like the paper towel site logo? Nice. So now we have this here, okay? Once it's done, I'm going to say now adapt this specific to, let's call it nutrition coaches who need a domain. Okay, so strategic, clarity, audience, name, short, easy, avoid hyphens, excellent. Now, where I'm going with this is very important. Okay, so now we're having this here. This is our first rung on our course for nutrition coaches. Okay, and notice, I'm not a nutrition coach. I'm good at getting business to nutrition coaches, but I'm not one. So now we're going to now adapt it to nutrition coaches. Okay? Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Notebook LM. I'm going to start a blank one. Okay? So I'm going to move this over here, right like this. And what's going to happen is they're going to have a little podcast that they can listen to that is going to help them pick a domain. Then they're going to open the tool and be able to pick it. How many of you guys are like, dude, that's so much better than just a 2-page guide on, no, pick your domain, don't get a big one, you know, whatever. This is going to be way better. Okay, so now it's got examples. This is fantastic. Now, I'm going to go Notebook LM. I'm going to go add copied text, and I'm going to paste that in. Watch what happens here. We're going to get a mind map and an audio overview. So we'll go through. I'm going to do generate. I think we do audio overview? Yeah, that's going to do that. Get our mind map, get our FAQ, study guide, briefing doc, timeline. These are all things I can add as part of the course. Hey, you need the guide, you need this, you need that. I can even go through, if I want it all in conjunction, I can go through, I can take that text, and I can say, here's our domain thing. Now add my logo at top. Watch this. And I'm actually going to open a new Gemini to show you this, okay? Very important. I think if you can understand the way that I work, and if you guys like this, type go to work. I'm starting this new vibe on the channel where it's like, just go to work with me, see what I do. This is what I do. This is how we build this stuff up. If you guys like that, let me know. So we'll go to a new one. I'm going to say, make an HTML tool domain selector based on this for nutrition coaches. And I'm going to make sure I get a good one, okay? So we'll do like this. And now we have our tool here with the logo. Good. I'm not a big fan of the purple. I'd probably make that white just because it'd make it stand out better. And now we have our domain idea joggers. Cool. So it's like, here's our idea list, .com, whatever, okay? Simple. That's a cool tool. Now I got my InMotion so I can make money with it. Right? How many of you guys are like, dude, this is okay, that's cool. Now I can make this tool, make it work. Let's see, just for giggles, how this one comes out. Okay, while we're waiting on that, again, I got all these tools open. I got Manus working. I'm doing the work in the last hour being on this training that used to take me a week before. Right? How many of you guys are seeing, oh, this is how you use AI to make money? I know a lot of people are like, oh, do this and make a cartoon video. That's fine, but it's not about the cartoon video. It's about the strategy. The reason what they're doing works is the strategy. Drill it in. If you're sitting down and using AI and trying to make money and you don't have a strategy, stop, go get a strategy. This Simple Sites course that we just came out with, it's beta testing right now, which is why it's inexpensive. But we just came out with it. I'll tell you where to get it later. Is all based on strategy. That's what it's about. Okay? So now we're going through and we're like, okay, Manus got us some checklists and things like that. That's cool. We got all these files. Let's just download these files here. Batch download. And as we're going through, let's see. This tool's good. I kind of like this one. So I would save this code. Right? I might use it later. I'm not sure yet. And then as we go through, Notebook LM is making us an audio overview on the domain names. So check this out. Let me turn this up so you can hear it. And I'm going to turn this into a full podcast. Right? So it's a 9-minute video or audio. We'll turn it into a video. And you can download it right like this. And then we can play it.
Ever thought about, setting up shop online for something you're really passionate about, like nutrition coaching, perhaps?
It's a common goal, for sure.
Well, that very first step, picking the right online address, it's actually way more important than you might think.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're going deep.
So, how many of you guys are like, oh, that's cool. Now I could get the text from this if I want to, and look, I can even do it in different languages. Like, this is insane. If you told me this was around 10 years ago when I was making money online, this would have been absurd. Now we hear about it every day, which means you forget about the power that you have sitting right there. So now we have this. I can download it. I can go into like Camtasia or whatever video editor, and I can make a video based on it. Okay? Just show the screen. Oh, here we are picking this. Here's how to use the tool. I could even go through and watch this. I could go through and I can make it custom. So check this out. This is cool. So now we're going through and we're like, okay, what domain name is good? Brainstorm your idea. So this is way better. Are you guys seeing how this is way better? Look at the difference between the tool we had here, find your domain, whatever, and find your domain specific to this. Right? So now I could go through, I wonder if I could give it this. Let's get the code. Let's copy this. Okay, and we're just going to put all these on our server. Having the server, it's going to make life so much easier, and you'll have a place to put stuff. So we're going to go copy. Let's call this, actually, we're not going to copy. We're going to do new. New file. Let's call this domains.php. Good. Create, edit, paste that in. Should be able to go to domains.php. So now we have this. Okay, I'm going to try something I've never tried before. I'm going to give this to Notebook LM. So let's do add source, website, put that link in. Let's see if it gets it. Cool. The second source, called selector, is the tool I want to use in this notes. Please make the audio talk about using how to use the tool as well as the other domain stuff. Let's see what this does. I think this controls the audio. It might be in the interactive mode. Let's see. We'll know if it changes it here. Okay, so it made a video script. Let's see what happens if we do... yeah, some URLs work, some don't. It usually depends on what type it is. So let's do this. I think if we regenerate this here, I think there's a way to regenerate. Let's go back up here. Audio overview. Okay, we might need to, oh, delete. There we go. Yes. Generate. Let's see how it does. I want it to be like, hey, check it out. You're going to use this thing to make this other thing. Now, we can do it on our own. Like, if this was me, I would just use my own voice and I'd teach them how to do it. I know a lot of people don't like that, which this would come in handy. Like, you could make a full course using this. I think that would be fine. And think simple courses like how to get scholarships, how to pay off student loans, how to get a new loan for your house, or whatever it is. And we have a whole list. I'm going to have it downloadmynotes.com. So now we're going to go through here. Let's get our FAQ. Okay. And I want to see if that works. I think that'd be really cool if it worked. So now think about it. We have this tool here. Okay. So this will help them find the domain. Let's test it out. So primary keywords, nutrition, Marcus, niche specialty, diet, location, Orlando. Let's see, generate. Marcus Nutrition. And this isn't even like tapping into AI. Like it's just spitting words together. This is pretty cool. I mean, that's solid. How many of you guys are like, dude, that's pretty cool? Awesome. Now let's go through and let's see if our audio came up. It did.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're getting into something really foundational,
Especially if you're a nutrition coach starting out or looking to sharpen up your online game. Picking that perfect domain name.
Exactly. It's like your digital front door, isn't it? Often the very, very first impression someone gets of your coaching business.
Yeah,
And for you listening, whether you're just building things up or trying to grow,
The really key stuff. Clients are actually typing on offer.
clicks right away. Builds that initial bit of confidence. I suppose.
Precisely, when typing. Plus, they generally look cleaner, more professional.
You
want someone to hear it.
Like I said, it's super clear for the user, right? Guides pointed to
Courses had some workarounds, didn't they?
Yeah, definitely don't give up straight away. Instagram,
Using a
Facebook.
domain. Future-proofing.
It's broad enough to cover lots of different keywords.
Easy to spell, say, and remember.
Yep. Does it have
I think it did. I'm not sure. Let's see.
CoachPro.com?
Yeah. Nice. So it did actually talk about it, which is good. That's something that we could tie into it, and I'll download it so we could put it in the notes. But yeah, I like that. That's pretty cool. You can also, you could use interactive mode. Are we getting an echo? On the interactive mode, you can actually talk to it, and you can do, let's see, so play.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're getting into something really foundational. Hey there.
Hey,
Share your thoughts on this?
yeah. Oh, we got to allow it. Yeah, can you guys tell me about the domain tool? It might not be getting my mic, but...
Oh, absolutely. You mean the ones we mentioned for brainstorming ideas?
Yes, we touched on them. Oh yeah, let's hear it.
No, the one that I had in source 2.
Ah, yes. You're referring to the Nutrition Coach Domain Selector tool.
Exactly. It's set up to help you brainstorm ideas specifically.
What's fascinating about it is how it encourages you to think.
It prompts you to consider those important keywords we were just talking about,
Words your ideal clients might be searching for.
like nutrition, coach, weight loss, meal plan, and so on.
Do you see how it did that? Is everyone getting that? That should be an aha moment of like, oh, I can make this talk about precisely what I want, and then I can build my course, right? So all I would have to do is generate this, and then boom, I think the download would include that part. But either way, if you're doing this, just record the screen and you can get, the audio from that as well, and you can just chop up parts that you want. So now, think about this. I have a video talking about how to choose a domain for these people. I have a tool that I can tie in that's going to help them pick the domain. Okay, how many of you guys are like, oh, dude, this is module 1, and you're already set to go. Like, I can already build this thing out. And this is on our site, which is what allows the AI to use it. And we didn't put our logo on it, so let's do that. We do need, is this the right one? Now, please have my logo. And it's important because building this up the way that I build it, once I have this on there, I'm like, boom, now I can make this happen. Now I can link to it. Now I can give it an audio. Now I can give it all of this. Now, again, using this I think is fun because it's a podcast style, which is cool. I mean, you could probably use it with like those little AI-generated podcasts, people or whatever, if you wanted. I don't think it would matter. It wouldn't be a big deal. So now let's go through. Let's get our logo on there. It should be the same here. Yeah, there we go. So we'll get the logo on there. And then we're going to go to our next module. Okay, so we got the domain, which is the first one. Okay, where'd our main outline go? So we have domain. Then I would probably do like setting up socials. Cool. Maybe even the same for like socials, where you can generate short ones based on your domain. Right? Think about that. Escape says, who's buying these courses when most people are Chatgpting everything? Well, can you Chatgpt this? Right? Like, why would you watch this video if you could just Chatgpt how to make money using Google Gemini and online course sales? You have to really look at, just because I use Chatgpt all day doesn't mean others do. And Chatgpt, look, how many of these do we have to use, piece it together in our way to make something good? Like, that'd be like saying, why do I go to the movies if I can generate a video in Sora? Because you want the entertainment, the popcorn, the movie. We can't, that's a generalization that will stop you from making money in business, right? Like generalizations of like, oh, why would someone pay 500 grand for a car? I don't know, they do. So looking at that is very, very important. I'm saying, let's say we were gonna build Marcus's type of websites with courses or these tools, but most people are not using these in 2025. I disagree. Yeah, look at the data. Look at the data. If you were to go through, let's do Chatgpt or let's do Gemini. Gemini's kind of more up to date, I think. And let's do this. So let's just put it to the test. So far in 2025, how much money has been spent on online courses and software? Watch this, okay? So now we're gonna go through and we're gonna look at this, okay? And we'll wait for that. That'll come up and it'll show you that there's a lot of money in it. And when we understand this and we start to look at it, it's key. Okay, so now let's go back over here. Let's take a look at what our tool looks like here. And by the way, it's also searched for. So like people are searching for courses still on Google, which is important, right? A lot of people are using things that, I mean, I buy courses all the time. So now we have our icon on here. Let's go ahead and get the code. Right, like this. We'll put this over here. Let's see, it was the domain one. So that should add our thing on here. Here we go. It should load. Oh, we went to deep research. Is that why it's taken a while? Yeah, so spending on online courses, billions projected year to date, 22 billion and 25 billion. There's a lot of money in the coaching market. All right, so now we're going to do this here, nutrition coaching domain name, looking good. This is a tool that would definitely help them. And what you want to remember, this is geared at people who want to be a nutrition coach and get business. So going here is like, they don't know this industry. They don't know domain stuff, right? Like when I talk to my family about Chatgpt, they're like, chat what? What are we doing? This is a world we're in, not the world that everyone else is in. So starting to look at this and understand what's going on is key. Now we have this domain one. Then I would go to the next one, which would be setting up social media. So now let's watch this. Are you guys ready for the magic? This is where the magic is. This is where your life's going to get a lot easier. What we're going to do is we're going to say now, based on this and based on the domain they picked, let's make a tool to suggest social handles and show the best places that they can get clients. Facebook, Insta, ECT. I would say Facebook, Insta is probably the best, and some that are probably a waste of time. I would say like TikTok, it's going to be hard just to find the people in your area that want the coach, so we might not do that. So we're going to go like this, okay? Drink some coffee. And let's see what we got here. Okay, so now it's making this tool. We'll go to preview when it comes up. And then again, we can go through and make that Notebook LM podcast about the tool. Okay, are you guys seeing this? How many of you guys are digging this and you want more videos like this? Let me know. And that is literally how I set this up, right? It's going through. We're like, okay, set up your hub site. Boom. Here's a tool where they go through, they get their web hosting, they pick their domain, all of this. What we're doing is we're building on what we're doing. Very important. Next, we have like traffic getting. This one, I think we had a traffic helper. The boosters one's not ready yet. But that was for like figuring out the best traffic place. I think there was one we had, maybe it was under 500. Yeah, so this. You would go through and you'd be like, what's my niche? Let's say bodybuilding. And then you go through and say, okay, look at the traffic. And they're watching the video to learn how to do this. And when they score it, at the bottom, it's like, here's your best traffic method. Boom. Done deal. So now starting to realize, okay, this is how they work. This makes sense. We're going to build this up. Okay, here is our nutrition coach selector. I think it changed it. It should change it to definitely add the new section. Not a new section, a whole new tool where they put their domain and get ideas for the social handles with character counts ECT. Let's see. So we want the whole new thing. It did probably have one in here, but I want it as its own because those to me are two separate things. Like picking your domain name and picking your social handles, two completely different things. Okay, now going through, we have our idea of what's going on. I can now take stuff from here. So we have like content calendar. Okay, cool. So let's do the content calendar, right, like this. We'll go to, okay, domain name guide. It looks like it's still going. We'll go here. We're going to do a new Gemini, 2.5 Pro, because that is the one that codes like crazy. And we're going to do look at this and let's make an HTML content calendar tool based on how much time they have, platforms, types of content, ECT. So we're going to give it this. And what we're going to do is instead of having a calendar that they print out, we're going to have a tool that's like, oh, I got 3 hours a week. Good. You need image post Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Here's what they could be, or something like that. We can also go through, and so in the first one, we'd have the calendar. In the second one, we'd have one that would be a prompt generator. So watch, what we want is I want something that I can take and charge like $500 for a nutrition coach, and they're like, dude, it was worth every penny. Like you see this here, right now in beta testing for the simple sites, this is $300. It's got videos, it's got tools, it's got everything. How many of you guys are like, that is so worth $300, it's not even funny. You should charge $2,000 because I've paid $2,000 for courses that were not as good as this. Let me know as a comment, because a lot of people, they don't understand that the value is in the way you use the info, not just in the info, right? Like, how is it implemented? So now going through and getting that calendar, where did we go? This was software, that's not the one. Here we go. Social media handle strategy generator. So what's my domain name? Marcus's Nutrition. Generate ideas. Nice. I like this. How many of you guys are like, dude, this is cool. It gives us the ideas. Top platforms to focus on: Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. See how now I have this tool where it's like, boom. Donnie says I paid over $800 for a course that was nowhere near anything like this. And just think, we have weekly calls as well, which is cool. So if you guys want to learn this stuff, I'll give you the link towards the end. So looking at this, platforms to approach with caution, this is cool. Excellent. So nutrition, that. Let's see if it'll do more. Now have a like new batch button that gets some different ones on press. Let's see here. Do you guys see how this is helpful? Because it's the structure of thought that makes the money. Like anyone can go to AI and use it to do whatever, but the structure of my thought of how would I take a nutrition coach and build out something that's going to walk them to the process of getting more clients, that's where the money's at. It's not in videos and PLRs and stuff like that. It's in the strategy behind it. That's where my course is going to be unlike anything else that's out there. Why? Because it went through. We got the beginner that was the certification, right? We had certifications, boom. Then they get their certification, they go get their domain name. They start to build, they start to grow. Now they're watching the video or the podcast or whatever it is, and they're going to the next step. So now we add this button, and notice how we're adding, like as I go through, Marcus's Nutrition.com, generate, we have this here, or get more ideas. Nice, this is what I wanted. That's exactly what I wanted. Are you guys seeing how this is like, oh, dude, this is cool, okay? Donnie says you have everything in your courses, Marcus. If you love AI marketing, this is it. Yeah, the Simple Sites 2025 course is the hardest I've ever worked on anything, like probably in my entire life. And it's the first time we've added AI every step of the way. Like I had some videos in the old course that talked about AI. Now it's like baked in and teaching it. And we'll show you, if you guys want that, I'll put the link up. It's simplesitesbigprofits.com. You can get it. It's still in beta testing, so if you want to save and get it now, you can. The downside of beta testing is, yeah, you're going to get like a link that might not work. Well, that one does. But you might get one that's not working. You just tell us about it. But you get first access. You get everything. You get a vault of all the videos. Game changer, okay? And what we're doing is we're making it easy. Like a lot of people will watch this and they'll get, oh my gosh, it seems like a lot. It's not. You walk through. It's like if I was going to go jog to Atlanta, right? It's like 8 hours away. That'd be a big jog. But what would I do? I'd go 2 hours a day, rest, 2 more hours, rest, 2 more, go get some tacos. Oh, you know, you're going to do that along the way. And that's what you're doing. So now we're basing this on all the AI stuff that we have. So here is social media. Okay, now build the HTML tool with my logo at top. Okay, let's get our logo again. This is why you need to have your stuff online. Copy image link. Boom. Okay, so now we have our social media handle generator. This is good. We're going to go to the code. We're going to copy this code. And we'll call this handle. New file, handle.php. Now, when going through, what I do on mine, so instead of using like, you know, Teachable or whatever, those are good platforms, but for what I want interactive software. And the way that I do that is by locking a folder. See how everything in here is the course, right? If you were to go into my other one, let me see if I can pull it open. I'll show you what it looks like. In Motion. I'll log in and I'll show you what the course looks like. And then what you do, I mean, you can do it simple. If you want to do it with no money, you lock it, you make one password, you give it to everyone that orders, right? You just make a thank you page. Thanks for ordering. Your password is whatever the password is. Or you can use a software that locks it. I use a member, which is like $150 one time. And it's a really good software. Now, we have a service in our coaching where, you know, you can pay to have us set it up for you the way that we do, because it does take some effort to set up, but it's not too hard to do. So what we have on Blog Profit Network, we actually have 3 membership sites on the Blog Profit Network domain, all ran by the same A member, which is cool. So here's what it looks like. So this is Blog Profit Network. We go to A member. 2025 is where this course is. We have, that's the old 2024 one. And we have our domain stuff. Blog Profit Network is there. AI Profit is here. But in 2025, this is all the files that run that course. So like start, fast, index. You'll see them all as you go through the course, and they're locked behind a, I guess you would call it a paywall kind of thing, where you pay and you get access and you get your logins and everything like that. Very cool. So here, that's what we're building, right? So now we have our handle one, edit, make sure I copied it. I think I did. Okay, so handle, did we put it in there? Yeah, we did. So handle.php, we just go here, handle.php, and we're going to build the course around this. So that's, oh yeah, that's chosen one. So that's the handle generator. We did that one. So Marcus, vitamins, or whatever, generate ideas. Good, get more. So it's working. It's working on our server. It's ready to go. Okay? Could this course be sold on Gumroad? Not too familiar with platforms. Okay, so here's what I would do. Here's what you need to look at. When you're looking at Gumroad, you're looking at School, you're looking at these other ones, the benefit to using them is the traffic. So like Gumroad ranks on Google. So what would I do? This is where you put your PLR basic product for $9. Then you upsell them on your website. So what I'm doing is I'm using this to generate clients for $9. Then I'm upselling them, getting them the full course on the other site. Does that make sense? I've done that before where like, oh, hey, I'll put this on some platform where affiliates can promote it, and I don't even care about the money, right? I'm like, I don't, the $9, come in and sell it, I'll give you $9 or whatever. Obviously, you know, you'd have to look at your numbers there. But I don't care about that front end. I care about that back end. So if I can go and maybe utilize, like, I think Gumroad, it's okay. But see, the difference is Gumroad does not have the folder platform. What I want is I want a locked folder. Give me a folder. That's all I want. cPanel has that folder. So now, when I'm done with all my tools and all my platform, boop, one click, locked, good to go. Now, with this, I can also use Stripe, PayPal, ClickBank, built-in affiliate program. I mean, it's easy. If you're using a member, it's completely easy. And so going through here, now we're just building this up. Let's see how our calendar worked. Nice. Check this out. This is so cool. So we have Idea Bank, content idea, new idea, vitamins. Okay. Now add suggested ideas to the idea bank. Specific for nutrition coaches, like idea buckets, i.e., a nutrition fact, a workout, ECT. It'll probably come up with others. Watch this. So now we're getting, do you guys see how this is like, I don't know why we're zoomed in, but apparently I'm big. But are you guys seeing how, like, this is a game changer? I know I say that a lot, but lots of stuff are game changers. So now we have our content planner. Myth busting, quick tips, recipe. Good. I like it. Excellent. So let's see how this is doing. And if you guys are in it to win it and you're like, teach me to build businesses, I don't want tactics. You guys probably noticed last month we switched our video style entirely. It was more about like, here's how to use AI to get a quick money thing. Now what I want serious people. I want people who are going to build a business, people who are like, yeah, I'm willing to do the work to make it work. And I've found that even though I did make a pay cut changing my video style on video stuff, it is getting a much, much more engaged clientele that's watching longer and is serious about this, right? Like a lot of people that are watching this are like, wow, I get it. I get that you're not just gonna slap AI and get some money. You have to build it. And I hope you guys see the value in this stuff, because this is what I've used for years. And now we're going to go through and make this content calendar. And again, notice how we're using the stuff that Manus gave us. Okay, so now we have a checklist 10 program launch. By implementing the comprehensive online nutrition program launch checklist. Okay, I don't know what that is. Let's view the files. Lead generation tactics, okay. Content marketing strategies, email marketing tactics, social media, paid advertising, maybe social media. Maybe you could make one that's like how to reach out to people or how to post in Facebook groups or something like that, or how to start your own group, right? You guys seeing that? So now we can add that one. So now let's see how our content calendar is going. This is our social media one. Now let's make a tool that helps them engage in local Facebook groups helping with nutrition stuff. Or maybe like news, water bad. I know in our area we have terrible drinking water, and a lot of people in Facebook groups are like, oh, the water's bad. That's how our water guy straight up like built his business, because people were talking about how the water quality sucks here and, you know, all that stuff. Or whatever news is going on. Maybe we can have a local health news feed. Let's see, something like this. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to walk through the tools, use our notebook LM to create the audios around the tools. We did find that we can do that. I know there used to be a way, customize. That was it. Boom. So instead of talking to it, I would say, make this about that. So I would go into notebook LM where we had our tool. Where'd that one go? So naming your nutrition coach business. So that's got both. I would do load. However I customize this, whatever we had there is what we would click. Customize. I don't know where it went on here, but it was on the other one. Maybe we'd have to back out and start again. But yeah, that would be what we would want. Oh wait, is it this? Come on. No, there was customize on the other one. So however we got that, we just do it on this one and make that work. Let's see if it has it here. Yeah, customize. So before we generate, we'd have to have customize. So what I would do, I just start a new one. A lot of people will try to make it work. I'm not. I'm just going to take the quick way and do a new one. So here I would do source guide, maybe go and figure out where that source is or something like that. Just re-put it in and then do the generate. Now let's see. So we have our content planner. Is it the new one? Okay, so here's the new one. Idea bank, my pillars, select a pillar. Okay, show suggestions. Nice. I like this. This is cool. How many of you guys are like, dude, this is awesome. This is like, okay, add to my ideas. This is so cool. Plan post. Does it save all this? Huh. I mean, if somehow they have a cookie that's saving all this, that would be cool. I mean, I'm not a coder, so I don't know. Let's do new calendar. Let's do social plan .php. Create new. Okay, so social plan. And what I could do is I could get all kinds of data about social planning for Nutrition Coach, throw it into Notebook LM, get that podcast, and make that the content for this. So this actually, I mean, it looks like it's working. Matt, are you around still? I'm going to zoom this to you. You tell me if you see it. Where's Matt? Okay. I don't know where you're at. You're there somewhere. I can't find it. Well, it was there. All right, we'll try this later, though, but let's see. Where did Matt go? God, I can't see. Why can't I see? It would be nice to get a second opinion on this, but either way, it'll probably work. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know where you're at. You were on my team thing, but I don't know where you went. All right, if you want to send me something, you can. So now going here, social plan. Let's see if it does it. So primarily Instagram, Facebook. 3 posts a week. No, this is pretty cool. Content, pillars, save. Okay, so now we have idea bank, show suggestions, debunk a carb myth, fact, fiction. Let's just pick a bunch of these. This is really cool. Do you guys see how this is helpful? And guess what? How many nutrition coaches do you think would know to ask something that would get this? 0. Literally 0. So looking at that, it's like, okay, that's pretty cool. So now we have all these: plan post, save. There it is. I wonder if it looks like it does save it. Let's close out. Open it again. It does save it. I don't think it's computer-wise. Yeah, so it's browser-based. So it saves it on your browser. That's pretty cool. This would be a really cool homepage for people to use. How many of you guys are like, dude, this is awesome? And now we're getting a course where it's this is something interactive. It's something they can use. The data. Okay, data is stored. Oh, there we go. It shows you how it does it. Nice. This is really cool. And you can even export your data. This is, I mean, I'm impressed. I'm super impressed. Oh, good. Matt found the link. Cool. So yeah, I mean, that's awesome. Content balance, plan posts. Let's do a pillar. It doesn't put the pillars in there. That would be nice, but I mean, this is game-changing stuff. This will help them with their business, right? So cool stuff. Going through, again, this is why having cPanel, everything's good. And notice how we're doing this with all different things like this. Maybe paid ads. Okay, maybe we could do one on paid ads. Like help them write their ad. So here's our local nutrition coach engagement helper. Generate ideas. Questions to ask. Get post idea. What's your biggest challenge? Oh, cool. Check that out. This is so cool. I'm actually like way more impressed with this, which is great. So now, yeah, so Donnie says the one they were trying to make wanted APIs and RSS. Ask it not to use that. Like, that's why I'm saying HTML and PHP, because I want to keep it simple. Because what will happen is if we do a tool, it'll probably default to React, which is like brainiac coding fancy stuff. We want it simple. I don't know React. I barely know HTML. Like, I know enough to be like, yeah, I can make that not red, right? That's about it. But most stuff I don't know. I don't know coding, and I'm able to build this. And it's all about the process and the experience they're going to have using your product. Like, thinking about it, how many of you guys see the vision? You're like, dude, I see the vision of this. You got the nutrition coaching. Pick your domain. Get your social handles. Start posting on social. Get your lead gen site up. So now we're going to do, okay, now I got the engagement helper. Boom. We're going to throw this one on the server here. New social engage.php. Create new file. Do we have our logo on it? No. Please add my logo at top. Let's get our logo. And this is just going to brand it for us. Open, copy image link. There we go. And then what I'm going to do, so our social planner, I'm going to leave this one alone because I'm going to save that one. It is saved. I just want to work with that later. I think it's pretty cool. So now we got this one here. Let's do, the next one would be, let's make a tool to help them come up with a giveaway for lead gen and make a sales page for them, or prompts that would have AI do it. Also have a link for a done for you lead gen site for $500. That'll sell. They'll be in the course. They'll be like, I don't want to do it. Boom. They'll buy it, right? Super cool. You can use vertical to host React like HTML. I wish I knew all that. I don't. I know it's probably super simple, but I'm an old dog. I don't learn new tricks very good. I did learn AI pretty good, but other than that, I ain't got much room left in the old noggin. So now we have our logo here for the engagement one. This was social plan. We got handle. We got handle again. Domains. See how we got all these tools? Like, we're an hour, 2 hours in almost, and we got a certification one. We got our social engage one. All of them are branded. I mean, really all I got to do is start adding the structure, right? Because now I have the stuff. Like, I could probably even sell it like, here's some tools to use or whatever. Now we'll do nutrition, coaching secrets, tool. Is it tool? I think it was on tool. / counter / social engage.php. Social engage. Did I do that right? What did I name it? Social SoCal. Did I put SoCal? SoCal engage. It'd be nice if I knew how to spell, you know. So now we have our local nutrition. So let's see. Generate diverse Facebook group ideas. Quick tips. Get post ideas. Okay. portion control, and you can copy it. Cool. Healthy swap. Nice. This is cool. And then we have engaging with local news. Nice. Find local news, identify a topic. Okay, so we could do water quality bad. Suggest engagement angles. There's a lot of buzz about water quality bad lately as a nutrition coach, blah, 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 blah. That's cool. Now I would say, like, turn those to prompts. That would be better. Best practices, nice. This is pretty cool. Let's go through. We had another one, which would be the help them come up with the giveaway page. Same format with logo. And if you guys are digging this, smash that like button, let me know. All right, so now we're doing this here. And again, once you have something to sell, it's game over. And what I would recommend do is pick something that maybe you know about. Maybe you got a certification as a tax person or whatever, and you can help people with it. Donnie says, I'm going to work on a course teaching how to use AI basic knowledge. What I would do is I would do prompt generators, like how to think different and get, that way you have the generators. Because there's a lot of prompt sites out there. And if I do like, let's do AI prompt. And I look at like, okay, what are the top sites doing AI prompts? Okay, so promptbase.com's a big one. They probably rank for a lot of stuff. I don't know how clean it is, but let's see. Yeah, so they rank for all kinds of different prompts. So you could have like prompts for artists, prompts for businesses. That's what you would want. A prompt type tool, and make your course about like these prompts will get you the result you want. So now we have lead gen and giveaway planner, giveaway planner, brainstorm idea, coaching niche, gut, health, nutrition, giveaway ideas. 5-day, 3-day, cool. It's got multiple, I like it. Get AI prompts for your set, this is cool. Now we're getting somewhere. This is, well, we've been getting somewhere the whole time, but check this out. Yeah, and Donnie, if you're not in simple sites, get in there and come on a call. If you're a high-ticket niche person, you can be on the call tomorrow. Let's see, so name your giveaway. Let's do gut, health, nutrition, tips, main benefit, feel better. Who is this giveaway for? People wanting to eat better. Generate prompt. That's cool. So it separates them, which is what I like. What we want to get away from is the AI where it's like one size fits all. And we want to get into the ones that are like, oh, now we're going through and I can do generate this. Right here. Craig, just reach out to our support. So there's our titles, and then we could say, okay, let's do this here, and then it'd give us the next one, and then it'd walk them through a sales letter. That's pretty cool. I'm liking this. I'm liking it a lot. So now we have this tool. That's nice. Want a professional lead gen site done for you? Get a stunning high converting site. There we go. And it'll go to whatever page we want, an order link or something like that. But this is fantastic. So now I got this one. And see how we're building up the most helpful thing possible that we can use to help these people. New, this was called leadgen.php. And notice how much we've gotten done in the last hour or 2 hours or so. So lead gen, edit, boom. It did have our logo, right? I think it did. Lead gen. Now, before we get going, I want to give you guys something that everyone always asks for, which is, how are you going to get traffic to it? How are you going to sell this thing? How many of you guys are interested in that? Type traffic in the box. And we'll get to that in just a second. So there's that, looking good. And again, the goal would be, make a course like this. Make it simple. Make it very basic. And make it good. Focus on ease of use. Like what I did in the Simple Sites course is I went through and I just really followed along what would help people, right? Profitable emails, boom, it's got a video. Follow-up tool brings up the email series generator. You hit the back button, making sales. Like this one literally has a sales, I think it was a sales copy tool, this one, where you go through and it'll generate specific prompts on the way that I write sales copy for affiliate marketing. Very simple, right? And it's like, how salesy do you want it? What do you want to glean from John Carlton or whoever, right? And again, it's made to use alongside what you're doing, much like we're doing with the nutrition coach marketing thing. Now, the cool thing about this is to get traffic, all you need to do is break up your course. Okay, so you're going to take everything you made. So you're like, okay, I got the nutrition domain thing. You make a video. Here's how to choose a domain for your nutrition. Use this tool. By the way, this tool is in my course. Here's a link. Then you go through and you're like, oh, here's how to make a social media calendar for a nutrition coach, right? How many of you guys are like, oh, this is simple? You're literally just going to walk down all of the stuff. And because people are going to be like, what's that tool he's using? That's really cool. Let's do nutrition coach, social media. Let's see. Best social media strategy for nutrition coaching business. So they are getting views, how to develop a social media strategy for nutrition coaches. 3,800 views. A lot of short videos, a lot of stuff, 2,200 views. And again, you don't need that many views. This thing's going to sell itself. And people are doing this. Get more clients. Get my Instagram strategy. Get this. Get that. We can go through, show them how to use the tools to make it work. Notice how in this video, I'm showing you how to use the Simple Sites tool. So we're going to turn static content into interactive elements. Checklists, clickable, savable checklists like our calendar, templates, formulas, frameworks, guides, chapters, workflows, quizzes, FAQs, scripts, the whole 9 yards. What this is going to do is it's going to take it from a boring little $100, $50 course into something bigger. In the age of AI, you're going to need something bigger because now everyone can make a content course. Everyone can make a video course. Everyone can make this. That's one of the struggles I'm having here on my channel is like, okay, now everyone has access to make money content. And if they've never done this before and they don't care about the quality of content, yeah, they're spitting it out and people are watching it. It's difficult. It's not good. It's a bad side that AI is going to bring out. But how do I stand ahead? I could either, hang up my hat, I could be better, or I could choose to go a different direction and say, I'm only going to give straight up strategy. That's something not a lot of people can do because they haven't done it, right? Explainer videos, exactly, that would work fantastic. Doing that will get you traffic. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. I told Matt a video to make, he made it, is doing well, right? A lot of times you go through, it's the strategy. Far too many people are spending so much time on the building of the stuff and not the strategy. The strategy is everything. Anyone can make a video. Anyone can. 1 million people do. Everyone wants to be the YouTuber. Everyone wants to get ranked on Google. Everyone wants all this stuff, but it's about the strategy, okay? Very cool. So now we'll go through, we'll look at integrate AI where it adds value. You can get bigger and do prompts and APIs and all that stuff. Choose your tech stack. I'm going to use Gemini, Chatgpt, and Manus. I'm also going to use cPanel on a web host. You can learn about that at gohubsite.com. That is, I'll type it here for you. If you want to learn where we do hosting, which will make it so it's exactly like you saw in this video, you go to gohubsite.com. And we'll capitalize these just to make it easier. And that'll walk you through it. Pretty simple. Then we're going to go through, we're going to test it. And we're testing a MVP or minimum viable product. You want the demo. Like right now, The Simple Sites is in beta testing, which is why we have it inexpensive. In exchange for giving it to you guys expensive, 1, I get a bunch of people who love it and talk about it, and 2, you guys are going through and finding where the things don't work for me, which is great. That's my minimum viable product. We get a bunch of people to test it. Very simple. Then we're going to go through, monetize and launch, get a lead magnet, okay? I can take each of these and I can make them the text, because I went through and I made the text with Manus, I made the text with Chatgpt. I can advertise those as lead magnets, get people in, give them the checklist, and then say, boom, here's how this works. Okay, very simple. So now we're getting like the whole business built as we go. You can do paid access, recurring, or what I do is I do like a free, freemium, or paid. I can give this away free, maybe charge for it later, and get them in the back end. Like if I give this away free and people buy websites or buy hosting, I'm still going to get paid, right? You could bundle this with PLR, ebooks, or courses. You could give it as a bonus to another product. All kinds of stuff like that. Just make sure that you're allowed to do that, okay? Also, you can go through, let me just bring this up here. Also, you can go through and add a community. Like we have a forum on ours where people can ask questions. We have calls every week, which would be good. If you had calls every week to help these nutrition people get more business, that's going to work. Now they got the tools, they got all the stuff, drive them to the calls, help them out, focus on really helping them, and you can build a business. And I don't think that would be a business that would not do good. Obviously, results are not typical, implied, or guaranteed. We have no idea what people make. But I think that one would do pretty good. I think if I was in it to win it and I built that thing out, I could probably make a good living with it. Again, results not typical, implied, or guaranteed. Most people make nothing, but understanding that is key. And like Matt says, our community and the calls make all the difference for him. He's been with us for several years, and he's done lots of stuff, which is great. So starting to realize that, hey, I can build something like this. I can make 100 times what a normal ebook would make. I can host it on my own platform, and I can own my traffic. That's the key, because if you build something up on like, you know, school or whatever platform, and again, they have goods and bads, but I don't want someone else to own my audience, and I don't want, like, if I ever decide I don't want to use that, it's really difficult to change all those customers over. I've changed mine over. I've used the same platform for 8 years. We've changed it a bunch of times. Nobody's even noticed because we just switch the database over. Like right now, we switched it over. It's like, oh, I just give everyone a coupon code. Boom, they're done. Very simple. And so understanding the flexibility, like one of the things I like about this is I was talking to ClickBank about helping me promote the new Simple Sites, because I'm like, this is far too good to not sell like crazy. Like I've worked really hard on it. I think it's the best affiliate course ever. I'm biased, but I think it's pretty good. And now I'm working with them to promote it as well. And I'm like, okay, so I could sell it on my own with my regular merchant, and I can have another door where they could order it with ClickBank, and the affiliate program's managed over there. So there's so many different things you can do when you own your audience and your platform. Like, this is my platform. Okay, let me give you another instance. Another guy who owns a platform is Noah Kagan. Dude makes a fortune. He made a platform where you sell plugins. What if I had people do that? Now I can have my own platform that would do this. This is how you think like a business, and this is what you want to do. So if you guys like that and you want to pre-order the Simple Sites, you will get instant access. So you'll get instant access, but it is a beta version. We also give you the older version too, so you could check that one out. But that's there. If anything, get it just to see the structure. But you can see exactly how we line things up and how it works. And there's also a video in there where we talk about how to package it as software as well, which I've done before, and it works really, really good because software has a value attached to it that is more than just an ebook or course. So hopefully you guys like this long-winded training on how to build these things out and how to understand your market and use AI to really get things done that's going to get you there. Am I going to add or have a business setup tutorial? I don't know what that would look like, but you could. Yeah, you could have that like an LLC or something like that. You could teach people that. So go out there, use this stuff. I think you'll really like it. I think you'll enjoy the new Simple Sites course at simplesitesbigprofits.com. This is our 25th anniversary of making money online, which is why I've put so much into this to get you guys something that'll work for you. So thanks for being here. Smash that like button. Check out the videos in the comments. Check out AI Profit Scoop. I will have the notes and prompts and the keyword list from this video. So if you want that stuff, that's all going to be there. If you want the Simple Sites, go here. All the other stuff you could check out